What if I told you there's a city that's 75 and sunny every single day of the year, and in that city you can live comfortably for well under $1,500 a month? And Medellin's called the city of eternal spring for a reason. Every single day is beautiful, 75 to 80 degrees, sunny almost every day. And in this video I want to break down why weather is one of the many reasons why you should consider living in Medellin, Colombia. If you've ever wanted to retire somewhere abroad, live somewhere abroad, the weather is just one of the many reasons why you should consider Medellin. And after living here for a year, I have a good idea of what different budgets can get you in this city. $1,500 a month is a good kind of benchmark. You can live well under that. I live on about $1,000 a month, and this is not cheaping out. This is still pretty lavish. I have a maid that comes twice a week. I live in the best part of town, right next to the best restaurants and bars. So you can definitely live well under $1,500 a month, but I think $1,500 is a good benchmark for something that's 2-bedroom apartments, best part of town. You'll have a maid that's coming twice a week. You're eating out, frequently 2-3 times a week still, and you're going to spend about $1,500 a month on that. You can of course go well above that to $2,000, $3,000. Sky's the limit. Get a penthouse, go all out. Really, the sky's the limit. In this video, I'll show you kind of what each budget range can get you, but I'll focus around the $1,500 a month budget price range. And starting out, we'll start with apartments. No matter where you live, this is going to be your biggest expense. Here you can spend anywhere from $300 to $1,000 is on average, and of course you can go higher and maybe even a little bit lower. But on average, you're going to be spending about $300 to $1,000. And I would say for a nice 2-bedroom apartment in the best part of town in Poblado, next to the best restaurants, bars, you're going to be spending about $750 to $800, and that's going to be furnished. If you're going to be living here long term, like a year, 2 years plus, or retiring here, you can also rent unfurnished and then furnish it yourself, and you'll save quite a bit of money. I would say you can get a 2-bedroom unfurnished for $500-$600 in the best part of town. But if you're coming here for the first time, I recommend just getting Airbnb for 2 weeks, a month, and then start to look around for unfurnished apartments or furnished with an agency, and you're going to save quite a bit of money going that route. And if you're looking to buy, you're looking about $150,000 to $250,000 USD for a 2-bedroom in, again, in Poblado, which is the best neighborhood. I also do know some people that live in Envigado. Laureles is very popular with foreigners. Poblado is definitely very, very popular with foreigners. Before the quarantine, you almost feel like you're not really in Colombia, or it's not very authentic. If you're looking for a more authentic experience, I would definitely consider Laureles, Envigado, even Sabaneta is very popular. And also you're going to save a lot of money with that too. In those areas you can expect to spend, again, 2-bedroom, probably you're going to spend $400 to $500. And then moving on to groceries and eating out, this is going to be your second biggest expense. And my favorite service here is Rappi. And this is where you can order online from any restaurant, even grocery stores, and you pay $5 a month for unlimited delivery. So you could order, every day, twice a day, and it's $5 a month. And usually the tip is 2,000 to 3,000 peso is normal, which is less than $1. So it's very, very affordable. I love this service and can't recommend it enough if you move here. And if you're going to be eating out at restaurants, you can expect to pay $10 to $15. And this is going to be at a very nice restaurant, some of the best in town, all going to be about $10 to $15. It's going to be hard to find a restaurant where you're going to be spending $20, $30 a dish. Again, the very best restaurants, you're looking at $10 to $15. You can find other restaurants for cheaper. And for lunch, my favorite option is something called Menu del Dia. It's menu of the day, and you get a ton of food. You get rice, protein, choice, chicken, pork, steak, fresh soup, salad. It's really a huge meal, and it only costs 10,000 peso at most places, anywhere from 10 to 15,000, and that is about 2 to 3 USD. So very, very affordable, and you get a ton of food. I love this option. It's fairly healthy as well. And then when it comes to groceries, you're looking at spending about the same on a lot of items. There's going to be some items like steak, meats, fresh fruits and vegetables that are going to be cheaper. And also one of my favorite things about living here is your access to fresh fruits, vegetables, and also grass-fed steak. In the US, I grew up on a farm, and everything is grain finished, which is not the healthiest. It's a very cheap option. That's why they do it in the US. But here, everything is grass finished, so automatically everything is grass-fed steak. You know, in the US to buy grass-fed steak, you're looking at $10 to $15 for a steak. Here it's $1 to $2 for the best cut of meat, and really you can't beat it. You know, I love steak, vegetables, fruits, so this is another big plus for me living here, is access to, you know, the freshest fruits, vegetables. Again, in the US for organic, you're gonna spend quite a bit more on fresh fruits, vegetables. Here, they don't really use pesticides as much. Again, I think it's because labor is so cheap. They just don't use herbicides, pesticides, chemicals on their fruits and vegetables. So if you're, you know, health conscious and want to, you know, eat healthy, organic fruits, vegetables, meats, you're gonna love living here because it's not only healthy, but it's very, very inexpensive as well. And then as far as nightlife goes, I'd say Medellin is definitely a city that punches above its weight for population. Medellin has about 3 million people population-wise, but they have some very, very good clubs, discotecas, and also reggaeton. Reggaeton is Colombian type of music, and this is very popular for people, more locals, to go to reggaeton bars and clubs. But they also do have, you know, other, really any type of music, but the two main ones are, you know, electronic and discotecas and reggaeton clubs. If you are someone that likes to go out, this isn't gonna cost you a fortune like it does in some cities in the US, Europe. You know, to have a night out, order a bottle, you're looking at, you know, anywhere from 50, 100, 300 to 500. You know, maybe you're going to Miami, New York City. That's gonna cost you a lot of money to get a bottle and have a table. Here you can get a table, bottle, everything for about $50. So it's very, very affordable to go out here. If you're someone that likes to go out, really go all out and get a table and everything, it's gonna cost you about $50 to $100 maximum. And then as far as entertainment and sightseeing, so like movies, things like that, that's also very affordable. To go to the movies, you're looking at about $3 to $4 for a ticket. And then sightseeing, again, one of my favorite things about living in Medellin is your close access to small towns and tours to do very close to the city. A very popular tour is to go to Guadalupe, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And the cost of this is about $20, and that includes everything. You get transportation, a bus from Medellin to Guadalupe. You get lunch with that, and they also give you a tour around the lake on a boat. You go to the island, and it's very, very affordable. If you have a moto, it's even better. You can go to any small town you want, any hiking that's close by. It's just going to be the cost of your gas, which is, you know, for a moto, very affordable. And most tours, once you get there, you know, anywhere from $5 to $15, very, very affordable. And then another one of my favorite things about living here is your close access to other countries in Latin America. I love Latin culture and experiencing, you know, different countries in South America and Central America. You're very close to, you know, Panama, Brazil, Argentina. Panama is a very inexpensive flight. Round trip, you're looking at $200 to $250. Brazil is also very affordable. You're looking about $500 to $600 round trip. Buenos Aires is a little bit further away, and you're still going to pay, you know, quite a bit of money. But, you know, Lima, Peru, Panama City, Mexico, you're very close to all those, and it's very affordable. Also, Miami in proximity to the US is another big plus. You're just about 3.5 hour flight to Miami, which is nothing compared to if you're living in other South American countries like Brazil, Argentina. From Argentina, you're looking at 12 to 15 hours to get to anywhere in the US. Here, it's 3.5 hours to Miami. From Miami, you can go anywhere in the US in 2 to 3 hours. So it's very accessible, and it's very inexpensive to travel to and from Miami. You're looking round trip about, again, $200. It's all very convenient, affordable. If you have a business in the US or family in the US and you need to go back often, you know, it's very accessible and very convenient to do so. And then moving on to gyms, this might be something that's a little bit more expensive than the US for whatever reason. A lot of gyms here are about $20, $30 a month, so it's not going to be that much more expensive, but some gyms in the US that I went to were about $10 a month. But you know, $20, $30, that's going to be for one of the best gyms in town. My favorite, which I was going to, was in the Envy building, and it was on the top floor, I think like 14th or 15th floor, and you got an amazing city to view. Had, you know, all the equipment that you needed, and that was about 30 bucks a month. And then for transportation, that's also very inexpensive. If you're going to be taking Uber, labor is very inexpensive in this country. Maid service, that costs about 50 to 60,000 peso to have a maid come clean for 5-6 hours, and they'll even cook for you, which turns out to be about 15 to 20 US dollars. So very affordable. So transportation, Uber, Beat, Didi, those are more Colombian apps. Say 15-20 minute ride to Lareles is going to cost you about $3 to $4. So it's very, very affordable. And if you're on the more adventurous side, I would recommend getting a moto. I bought a moto when I first came here, and also bought another one because why not have two? And I love it because you have way more freedom with a moto. I picked up my first one for $250. It's not very nice, but it does the job. I've had it for 6 months and had no issues with it. And then with apartments, as far as utilities like water, gas, electricity, that is also very inexpensive, especially because Medellin, the weather is so nice, 75 to 80 during the day. It's not humid. And then at night it cools off to around 60, 65. So you don't need an AC and you don't need heat. So you're going to save quite a bit on that every month. For utilities, water, electricity, gas, you're looking at spending about $100, 300 to 400,000 peso, and that's with internet as well. So that does it for this video, guys. I just want to give a breakdown of what you can expect to pay if you come to Medellin. It's very affordable for what you're going to pay. And if you're kind of scared or on the fence, if you make money online, for me it's kind of a no-brainer. How much better the quality of living is than in the US. Depending on where you're from, you're gonna pay half that, and you get such a better deal. This is the best country in South America and the best city in Colombia, Medellin, by far. I've traveled throughout Colombia, and everyone that I talk to that lives here or has traveled through Colombia, South America even, they all say Medellin is your favorite place. And I think that says a lot, that you meet so many people that they all say the same thing, that Medellin is kind of one of a kind in South America and really even the world. Becoming a hotspot for tech and digital nomads. And I will admit, it is starting to get a little bit saturated, but it's still very authentic compared to some places in Asia that are hotspots for nomads, like Chiang Mai, Bali is very, very, very saturated. You don't feel like you're in that country. Especially Bali, you feel like you're just surrounded by tourists, foreigners, Europeans, Americans. But here, it still has that feel that you're, in Colombia. Colombian people are incredibly happy. That's one thing that I forgot to mention, is people are so happy and willing to make an effort to get to know you. If you're a foreigner, they have a genuine interest in you. And that's something that you don't really get in Asia, and something I love about Latin culture in Colombia in specific is they have a genuine interest in you, and you can actually integrate into local life and make friends here. From my experience visiting Asian countries, it's not exactly the same. They're very, very friendly, but they don't make an effort to get to know you. I found it's harder to integrate into local life there. Here, it's very easy to make friends, meet up with people, go to salsa classes, Spanish classes. And I hope I convince you to at least consider, if not moving to Medellin, at least visiting, seeing it, before you make the leap. I hope I convinced you to do that. And I hope everything opens back up soon. Flights, I hope we get tourism back for not only my sake, but also locals' sake, because they do rely quite a bit on tourism. So yeah, I hope everything gets back to normal soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.